Alright, shalom to the elect, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, everywhere on time, this 100% truth. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakodash, and peace salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing this truth and truth with sincerity. This will be a re-upload from the page GMS, hastening his coming. It'll be an update on the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. With that being said, I hope this video is edifying. Shalom.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Shalom Yasharallah, peace Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, still do well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom. The prophecies are speaking for us. The prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua are speaking for us. It's to the point to where the truth alone is speaking. When things are happening, we don't have to say much. Now, we're still commanded to prophesy. We're going to teach as long as the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua rests upon us. And until the famine of the word is completely here. But you can see at this point, it's not much to say. The prophecies are doing all the talking for us. What's happening is the Lord is slowly but surely removing his prophets a little bit at a time. He's still having the word go out, high power right now, but he's slowly withdrawing his prophets and he's just making things happen. He's just making it happen. All right. And a prime example of this is the mark of the beast, which is the microchip implant. Without further ado, I'm going to play this video. It's going to speak for itself. And then we're going to get an article.
Det är det att jag har mitt visitkort i form av en så kallad webblaunch till min LinkedIn-profil. Så det tycker jag är ganska trevligt och smidigt att kunna räcka fram handen till någon som vill ha mina kontaktuppgifter efter ett möte till exempel. Personligen ser jag inga nackdelar. Jag vet att det finns folk som har farhågor att man skulle bli spårad, men det är en passiv teknologi. Så det finns ingenting som man inte har kontroll över själv. Man behöver komma väldigt nära för att läsa av informationen på chippet. En del tycker eller tror kanske att det gör ont att få ett chip implanterat, men det går att jämföra med ett getingstick skulle jag säga, så att det är inte speciellt. Förhoppningen är ju, den stora grejen är ju när det blir möjligt att göra betalningar. Det är det jag framförallt väntar på som en enskild funktion. Men naturligtvis ser jag framför mig ett helt ekosystem där man kan använda chippet för all typ av access och även bära med sig sin egen identitet på ett smidigt sätt.
Euronews.com. Will microchip implants be the next big thing in Europe? The prophecies are speaking for us. There you have it. The vision is speaking. The prophecy is speaking concerning the mark of the beast, which is the chip. All right? This is put up on Euronews. European news. So for those EU nations, but also this is coming to the entire planet Earth because it's the mark of the beast. Now this article was put up by Lauren Chadwick and Rick Wasserman, dated May 12th, 2020. May 12th, 2020, the year of prophecy. Now we're going to run through this and it's going to speak for itself. Thousands of Swedes have been pioneering the use of futuristic microchips that are implanted under the skin of the hand. So it says they have been pioneering for this. Okay? And they're advocating it. You have a lot of people that want this to come, but in particular the elite. But what they're doing, they have front people that's going to push that agenda. The technology is used for everyday tasks like accessing your smartphone, opening the front door, or setting an alarm. Those behind the microchips, the size of a rice grain and implanted via a syringe, are working to access other parts of Europe. Eric Larson, who leads Biohacks Italia, so in Italy, is waiting for approval in Italy from medical centers and the health ministry. Wait a minute, I thought according to Bishop Nathaniel of the IUIC, the microchip is only a tracking device. It can be used in the medical field. It can be used for healthcare. It's used to store data, large amounts of information. And you can also pay for things. But reading on, he said he expects to implant a chip into about 2,500 people in the first in the first 6 to 8 months in Milan and Rome. Let me read that again. I'll read it slowly. He said he expects to implant a chip into about 2,500 people in the first 6 to 8 months. So that's just only the beginning. And that's what he expects to do off the bat. He could microchip more than that. But it says 2,500 people in the first 6 to 8 months in Milan and Rome. Even without health ministry certification, Biohacks Italia has already been able to embed these chips into a few hundred people with the help of a medical center. So what's happening? The vision is speaking. Reading on. It is a step towards the future. Oh, it's the future. The vision is yet for an appointed time, the future. It is extremely futuristic, although it is already happening. But at the end, it shall speak and not lie. It's going to happen and no one can stop it. This technology was born to help us, to give us small superpowers. Larson told Euronews, it's the mark of the beast. That's why I can do all these different things. This is the end all be all for Esau's system. You know, the Lord has said he has set his bounds. He set Esau's boundary that he cannot pass. Let me get that scripture. I don't want to quote it wrong. It's in the book of Job. Job chapter 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So once Esau microchips so many billions of people, that's it for him. That's going to be it. You can be looking towards the heavens for our salvation. Our redemption draweth nigh at that point. You see? As soon as he does that, that's the end of him, the end of his system. And the scriptures speak about Esau performing miracles, by way of this beast system, in particular by way of the chip. All right, so small superpowers. Now it says, but COVID-19 could make people more apprehensive about their business, Larson said, due to public concern about the contact tracing applications introduced by governments during the pandemic. And that shows you that contact tracing applications, that is a stepping stone towards the mark of the beast. Okay, now reading on. We are seeing that a lot of people in Italy are not happy with adding a GPS or something that can track our movement. That might be a danger for us, he explained. But see, if you get a microchip in you, you're going to be tracked. They're only conditioning you people. We are not tracking movements. We don't have a GPS inside, but I think a lot of people are not aware of that. Well, see, that's besides the point. Whether the chip has GPS on it or not, it can still be tracked. Okay, your transactions you make by buying and selling things, the different things you do with that chip, all your business can be tracked. Your whereabouts can be tracked. You know, if you're going to the gym, if you get on a bus, you know, you take a train, you go to work, all that can be tracked. Okay? But the point is, it's the mark of the beast. Now it says, removing the need for a wallet that no man might buy or sell. The new money. Swedish IT solutions planner Martin Lewin uses the two microchips in his hand for things like logging into the computer, setting the office alarm, and launching his LinkedIn profile. But using them as an alternative to cash or card payments is expected to be the tipping point for the technology. You see that? Let me read that again. But using them as an alternative to cash or card payments. That's what it's all about, baby. See that? But using them as an alternative to cash or card payments is expected to be the tipping point for the technology. I got to get the scripture. Now let's read the prophecy, which is already speaking for us. But we're going to read this anyway. It's happening right before our eyes, brothers. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man or woman might buy or sell, save he or she that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So there you have it. There you have it, okay? You won't be able to buy or sell. So replacing cash and credit cards is the tipping point for the technology. That's the main use. That's what it's all about. That's the end game. You see? This is the end game. It's no different than just removing the need for a wallet, removing the need for a keychain, removing the need for all these disconnected tokens that only create risk, because if you lose them, you lose your identity, said former body piercer Johan Osterlund, who is behind the startup Biohacks International. And he had a lot of people microchipped when you look into him. If you lose your key, you won't get into your house. If someone else gets your key, they can basically claim your house in some countries. Yeah, so basically, once again, pioneering and advocating for this chip. They're going to give you every reason, every excuse to make it seem like this technology is okay. But if you take that chip, that's your ass, all right? The Lord going to kill you. In Sweden, the microchips can be used as a train ticket. But Lewin hopes that he will soon be able to make payments with them. This is the point. That's what I hope will become a basic function, he told Euronews. I look forward to an ecosystem where the chip is able to provide all types of access, where your identity can be carried with you in a simple way. Yeah, you got the badge of the beast. the ID badge of the beast, you know? Satan's brand. But the technology hasn't taken off as quickly as he expected. It's taken longer than what I thought and hoped. It was 3 years ago that I got my chip implanted. It looks like it'll be another year before the chip will work for making payments. But, you know, depending on where you are, you can already make payments. Certain places, people are already making payments with that chip. You see? Larson said that in Italy, Biohacks is talking to Vodafone and PayPal to attempt to make this happen. To make that happen. A company in the United Kingdom, Biotech, all these different companies dealing with the chip. It's multiple companies. So this is an agenda, brothers. It's a real conspiracy. Because what did King David pray? In Psalm 64, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, the conspiracy of the evildoers. But it's real. It's not a theory. It's a fact. They're doing this, man. Okay? Euronews is a reputable source. This isn't fake news right here. But reading on, a company in the United Kingdom, Biotech, is also working to create contactless payments with implanted microchips. Vision speaking. Stephen Northam, the director of UK firm Biotech, said this is the tipping point to mass adoption as the company receives daily inquiries about payment implants. Vision speaking. But it seems the technology hasn't moved as fast as some would have expected, though it tarried. Wait for it. Hey, they're waiting for it and we're waiting for it, because once they fully do it, our salvation is nearer than we believe. Sweden's train operator SJ said they were ending their microchips trial after a small increase over the last 2 years, bringing the total number of users to 3,000. Vision speaking. A spokesperson for SJ said that although they're keeping the technology available, they will move in another direction. Which I'm almost done with this article, so yeah, let's keep reading down. But you know, the point is there, all right? Now it says, people are apprehensive. The microchips use near-field communications, NFC, and radio frequency identification, RFID, to communicate with the system. They are radio waves read at close contact. Radio waves read at close contact. It's essentially the same technology that's in your phone or a debit card. But see, Zabak and you other guys, it's the mark of the beast when it's put inside of you. Yeah, we got it in our phones. Yes, in our cars. Yes, it's in our credit cards, debit cards, etc. But it's the mark of the beast when it's inside of you. Okay? We understand it's the same technology. All right, but reading that again, it's essentially the same technology that's in your phone or debit card, explains Dr. Rob Van Eyck, the managing director for Europe at the Future of Privacy Forum. When you hold it close to a sensor, it poses the same known data protection issues, including the possibility that someone could pick up the signal, with showing you that the chip can still be hacked. It's similar to listening in to a directional microphone. You can pick up the RFID signal as well, explained Eyck, however you say his name, who used to work for the Dutch Data Protection Authority. In theory, it could be used in a way that it makes you stand out of a crowd as a means to single you out or single out you as an individual in a group. If you're the only one wearing a biochip and everyone else is not wearing them, he added. But see, that's why they want to microchip everyone. But everyone is not going to get that chip. It could also get into more complicated data privacy issues if future versions of these chips track your health or other information. Right, so it's going to be a lot of data privacy issues. because everything is exposed. All right, if you take that chip, which, hey, this is beautiful, man, because they brought up the movie Total Recall. I'm going to keep reading. So it says, or other information, Ejik pointed out. The only information you ever got about implants is Hollywood pop culture. And when it's Hollywood pop culture, it's either a giant GPS that Arnold Schwarzenegger pulled out of his nose, and they showed you that in Total Recall, or KGB polonium, or a tracking device. So people are apprehensive, said Osterlin. But many of his customers will get these implants simply to launch their LinkedIn accounts to share their profile more quickly. It's all about convenience. They're surprised to learn that it's cheaper than they imagined at around 150 euros. Osterlin said they are working with partners so that these microchips contain health information. In the event that someone is brought unconscious to the hospital, a paramedic could scan the chip and get information about allergies or pre-existing conditions. And you got a lot of people after this coronavirus pandemic, they're willing to get this chip. For now, they're working on regulating the chips in terms of the grade of material used and the level of data protection. We're pushing legislation to actually enforce and create a regulatory framework around this, because we do work in a legal gray zone right now, which is good for development and for disruptive technologies and all, but this thing is going into people's bodies and staying there, so we need to take their responsibility, said Osterlin. But once again, see, they're going to give you all the pros of taking this chip. All right? They have to make it seem good. They have to make it seem appealing. This is why so many people going to take it. All right? He says it's already a technology that exists already in at least 20 countries. Biotech in the United Kingdom has implanted roughly 250 people with microchips. The implants are not regulated as medical devices and thus can be implanted by anyone, said Northam at Biotech, but the company only uses doctors to implant them. Personally, I don't see any downside. I know there are people who are worried that they can be traced, but it's a passive technology, so there's nothing you can't have control over yourself, said Lewin. But see, once again, these are all front people, because you better believe the international banking families, they're going to make a way to where they're going to be able to track you if you take that chip. But once again, they can track all your transactions. Just like your bank that you're a part of, whoever you bank with, they can trace and track all your transactions that you make via your debit card. You know, you get a bank statement, it's going to tell you all the different purchases you've made. Okay? Dealing with your bank account, if you get direct deposit, you know what date that, you know, money goes on to your account or goes, you know, in your account and onto that card that you have. So the point is, the system is basically already set up. You know, it's just going to transition to the chip. Now, all of this is inside of you. All right, so that's the point on that. Basically, you see at the end of the day, this is here. It's here. And it's just up to you not to take that chip, because the time is going to come. It's fastly approaching where you're going to have to make a choice. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. The vision is speaking. The prophecies are speaking for themselves, man. So all praise to our power. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Alright, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and to the hopeful elect out there pursuing this truth and truth with sincerity. With that being said, hope the video was edifying. Shalom.